Our last two topics are a little off the beaten path. They're not 100% sports, but they definitely involve sports. And our next topic we're actually going to talk about is Nike coming out with a hands-free shoe. The Nike GO FlyEase hands-free shoe is coming out this year. I don't know if it's the summer or the fall. I can't remember exactly when those are going to be coming out, but I did check those out online, and it's just interesting how much shoes have evolved, across the entire landscape. This shoe, I believe, is going to be more of like a casual, almost like a Skechers type of sneaker. But I can't imagine this not then, a few years down the line, if they're popular, then Nike moving forward with this to athletic shoes, whether it's basketball shoes, cross trainers, cleats, even. This could start a completely different type of shoe in footwear, but also in sports.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if they can continue to improve the technology, I can't see why they wouldn't incorporate it in some of their other shoe designs. But I mean, right now it's definitely designed to be more of a casual shoe, more of like a slip-on. But I know I'm definitely going to be buying a pair as soon as they're available. They look awesome. They look amazing, and they look comfortable. As long as they're comfortable, then you can just, chalk me up for a pair, Nike. If you want to send me a pair right now, I'd love that, And hey, Nike, subscribe to this show, follow me on Twitter, send me a pair of those hands-free shoes. But I think the real big story here is how they were developed. A gentleman that had cerebral palsy wrote into Nike in 2012, and he had said, how he was having trouble putting on his shoes, and he couldn't go through his normal life with shoes and even finding shoes. And he was a big shoe guy, like most of us are. And so he wanted some cool designer shoes and some Nikes. And then here it takes almost 10 years later for Nike to actually make that into reality. But I think hats off to Nike for doing that. I'm extremely proud of them as a company. I'm a huge Nike fan. Obviously, I'm wearing an Adidas shirt right now. But I love Nike. They're one of my favorite brands. Adidas is great. Under Armour is great. I'm not knocking any brand right now. I love you all right now. But Nike is a great brand. I hope some of these other brands can follow in their footsteps and develop some shoes like this, because I think it's game-changing, especially for people with disabilities. And I think really that is why Nike deserves the hats off for this one, because it's a game-changing move that's going to help a lot of people's lives. And I mean, thank you, Nike. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, our producer Ben Kudo putting up a video of those slip-on shoes right there, as you can see, and those things look pretty sweet. I wouldn't be shocked if basketball sneakers got like this. We've gone so far with basketball. I remember playing basketball as a youth, and I remember when the Sean Kemp Kamikazes came out, right? The zebras that everybody wanted. I bought those things. I wore them on the basketball court, and they looked really cool. They were freaking heavy. I remember trying to run around in those things like it wasn't functional. You know what I mean? These, shoes have come such a long way where players are so involved in the technology of the shoe and how it fits and how comfortable it is and how light it feels, that I think this will trickle into professional sports just by looking at that and by looking at that technology that Nike has developed. I wouldn't be shocked if that trickled into sports at some point in the next 10 years.
Pair of those kamikazes. Those kamikazes were hot, man. So that the fact that you even had them is awesome. But you're right. It wasn't a shoe that was designed for the actual sport that they were claiming it was designed for. And hey, I think a lot of the companies have done that with a lot of different brands for, athletes, where you're like, once you get the shoe on, you're like, I can't actually play basketball or football in these things. But I just think that's awesome that you brought up the kamikaze. I mean, my all-time shoe is the Jordan 11. I love the Jordan patent 11s. And obviously, the Jordan brand's huge. But I think you're right how the athletes have had a lot of say in the development. I think one of the athletes or I should say two of the athletes that had the biggest say in the development of their shoe is obviously Michael Jordan, number one. But then two is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was huge in the development of every single shoe that he had. And unlike those kamikazes, Kobe Bryant made sure that his shoes were going to do exactly what he wanted them to do on the court, and that they represented him well and represented his brand well. So I think Nike is, like I said, I think they've hit a huge market here with this hands-free shoe, I think it's going to be a hit. And not only with, like I said, people with disabilities, that is going to be a game-changing for them, for their life and for their disability, and help them, like, you know, obviously have a better life, which is huge. But I think guys that are like me and you are going to still want them. All the shoe gurus are going to want them. So I think they hit it on the head with this one. I think this is going to be a huge hit for Nike. I can't wait until they're on the market. I'm definitely going to buy a pair. I'm looking forward to seeing many different designs. And like you said, looking forward to the evolution of it and what they're going to do with that technology.